Welcome back. Well, the markets have slipped a little bit, namely the Nifty Bank. Not the Nifty so much. The Nifty Bank is now down close to around 200 points or thereabouts. That's been the outperforming index for this series. But expiry final hour sometimes swings it all over the place. So that's precisely what's happening. For the time being, let's hop across to Nimesh. He's here to tell us what he's picking up on D-Street Chatter. Nimesh?
Hi, Nigel. Given the expiry day, it's relatively a quieter day. It's been very range-bound day of trade. Not much in terms of big, wild moves, so to speak. I think it's the FMCG which is dragging the Nifty down because of the HUL results and the commentary. But largely from a flow perspective, for the second day running, I understand there is a basket buying, MOC basket buying at a leading FID. So maybe last 30 minutes is because of that you might see some action in individual names. Again, from a sector perspective, from a flow perspective, it's largely the private banks which continue to be well bid. So most private banks is something where there is a bit of buying interest, and that index is relatively outperformed this month, and so to speak, this in today's market as well. Clearly, from a new series point of view, I guess the earnings is going to be a big dominating factor, and of course the MSCI review in mid-May will be important for some individual names. But from a flow perspective, there is buying, and there is buying into private bank stocks.
Nimesh, with individual names, I mean, lots of success recently.
Well,
Sami was the latest one.
Prashant, that just adds to more pressure, right? So it's always challenging. But anyway, in terms of individual names, the first stock on my list today is Whirlpool of India. A big move in that name. Need to see as to what comes out. But again, we all know it's an open secret that the parent wants to sell or bring down the stake from 51 to 20%. I understand the bankers have been appointed for the same. The excitement on the stock could be because the buzz is that maybe there are 3 or 4 large buyers, or maybe even an individual buyer, a single strategic buyer who can look at this particular stake. So maybe that's the reason why you've seen a big move in that stock. If indeed there is a single buyer or a clutch of buyers, the supply overhang will be out of the way. So maybe that's the reason why Street got excited on Whirlpool today. So that's the first stock. Second stock is Apollo Tyres. That's been consolidating in a narrow range of late, but it's up 2%. The volumes have picked up as well, and the Street is anticipating a corporate development in Apollo Tyres very soon. What I hear is potentially a restructuring or something on those lines of their European businesses. So that's the trigger for Apollo Tyres. The third stock is Suven Life. Again, quietly that stock has moved up from the recent lows of 100 to back to 140 odd levels. It's buzzing in trade today as well. I understand the company is likely to raise funds, mostly by a preferential issue very soon. So that's a trigger there in Suven Life. And the last stock is ITC. The delivery-based buying has started in ITC in the last couple of days. And I understand a leading domestic mutual fund has been aggressively buying into ITC in the last couple of days.
Nimesh, with Whirlpool, just to kind of revisit, typically when there is a large stake sale, stock goes down. Here, stock's up 6-7%. And that could be, as you said, because there could be it may not come to the market. It could be a strategic player who could be interested. But this is very early stages, right? I mean, they're still scouting in that sense, just to be clear.
It's early stages, Prashant. I know for sure that the banker has been appointed, and they've started the process. The feedback is, at least the market is anticipating, maybe there are a couple of big players, PE players, who may just look to buy this entire 30% stake, if indeed they are selling the entire 30% from 51 to 20. And the other buzz is that maybe one single strategic investor could buy out that entire stake.